Welcome to Big Blend Radio's virtual cafe. Pull up a seat and let's find out who we're having a happy hour conversation with today. So we're going to have a Hamburger Happy Hour here on Big Blend Radio. We've got some special guests joining us for a group chat on everything about what are you putting between the buns. I had to watch how I said that. Just as I started saying that, I was like, uh-oh. But anyway, don't pinch the buns unless you know them, or, you may want to. But we do have some more guests joining us after this segment, so stay tuned at the end. But let's start off with Jeff Spear, since he nominated this wonderful topic of hamburgers. Jeff is a food writer and also an award-winning cookbook author, and his latest book is My Life in Gluttony. You can go to spearwrites.com. So welcome back, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Lisa, I'm doing great. I'm just sorry.
This is going to be cool.
I'm sorry we're not gathered around the grill eating hamburgers together.
I know, because the fact that we're even talking about hamburgers, just even the word makes me hungry. It's a dangerous topic, and I think we're all going to go and somehow make a burger or get a burger after this tonight. But and with My Life in Gluttony, your book, you've got a recipe, everyone, that's linked in the episode notes for Jeff's peppercorn crusted burgers. Yeah. So check that out. You heard Joe Clark there in the background. Joe doesn't go anywhere without glasses, and that could be, her camera lens, or it could be a wine glass. And you can go to her website, or both, haveglasswilltravel.com. Joe is a food, wine, travel writer, and she also has the website recipiestravelculture.com. That's got, a bunch of recipes on there. And I think she's going to be taking us on a nice little road trip today for some burgers out in Georgia. So welcome back, Joe. How are you?
Thanks. I'm great. Glad to be here, even though it's almost supper time and I don't have a burger in sight. But I do have a I Like Big Buns t-shirt.
Well, there you go. Well, you cannot lie. This is how we're going here. We also have Cheryl Ogle back on the show. Cheryl is a travel advisor. You can go to her website, heywannago.com. So welcome back, Cheryl. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you back on the show. And we always like to talk food. And whenever Cheryl comes on a travel segment, somehow cake is involved. But today it's burgers. But would you have burgers and cake in the same meal?
100%. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? There's always room for cake.
There is. So. It's important. Well, we can't put bacon in cake, so
keep the bacon on the burger, but not on the cake. But yeah,
okay.
you can have it in the same meal. Absolutely.
Okay. I got so many emails from people going, well, can I make this into a burger? I'm like, if that's what you want in a burger, you can do that. I mean, do what you want. But it's very interesting because people are nervous. Like, I only have vegetarian burgers. I'm like, portobello burgers rock, vegetarian burgers rock. I mean, there's so many ways to enjoy this wonderful dish. But we also have award-winning singer-songwriter Johnny Schaefer joining us today as we record this. His very new single, it is released today. It's called Find a Place. I'm putting a link in the episode notes. I know this isn't about burgers, but you can hear his interview, a recent interview with Stefan Oberman, talking about the song and their recording process, because you've got to know more about this song, Find a Place. And you can also go to hearjohnny.com. So here's Johnny. How are you, Johnny?
I'm great. And thank you for that. And, I'm here in Pasadena, which is one of the towns that stakes claim to having invented the cheeseburger. And there was a gentleman named Lionel Sternberger, aptly named, who had a hamburger stand on Route 66 in 1924, and people here claim that was the first cheeseburger. So I know there are other places in the country where they also say that, but the Chamber of Commerce here in Pasadena really sticks to that story.
So you are in burger heaven then at that point. So now, okay, so now let's, what about, like, for you, what is your ultimate favorite burger? Like, if you just could get it anywhere, well, go to destinations, but what is a happy burger to you?
I'm really a traditionalist. Like, I don't love the flavor of, like a backyard barbecued burger and lettuce and tomato and mayo and mustard and ketchup. And I guess the one place I deviate is I also like sweet pickle slices, like bread and butter pickles on it. But I enjoy, adding different things, but that's really my favorite is like the total traditional burger. And I grew up, with barbecued burgers from the backyard. And still, I don't know that I've been to a restaurant that makes them the way I'm used to them being from the backyard. And maybe that's just because I grew up that way, but that's how I love them.
You want that little bit of burn.
Yeah.
If I was grilling them, they're burned. And everybody, growing up in South Africa, when you had braais, which is a barbecue, but if there were burgers, they did all kinds of things to them, but they were cooking with beer. And so your beer would end up in the burger. And that would get that extra brown kind of. But I think it's really because the guys wanted to go out and barbecue and drink beer. So it was like this. They would take extra beer with them. So I think it was a beer thing. I'm not quite sure, But yeah, no, Cheryl, you were saying that you're a traditionalist about this too. What is your ultimate burger? That we're not talking about places yet, but what do you want on your burger?
I want cheddar cheese, not American. None of this American garbage. No. Cheddar cheese, mustard, Miracle Whip. If you don't have Miracle Whip, which, depends on where you are, we can do mayonnaise, tomatoes, and green chili.
Well, see, that's it. I'm with you on the green chili. Ooh. And you're close enough to New Mexico. Cheryl's based out of Lubbock, but New Mexico, green chilies, Hatch Country is not that far from you, as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Yeah, we can get green chilies here. And it's green chili season, but we can get green chili here. If you're not doing green chili, then I want pickles. Green chili. And I want it cooked medium. I want a little pink in it. I don't know what the USDA or whoever says. I want pink in it. So
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Johnny, well done. Pink. What's going on?
More toward the well side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of like the burny flavor. I kind of picked this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
More responsible adult than I am.
Well, I don't know if anyone's responsible because you're on a happy hour show. Anything can happen. Joe, what's your ultimate burger?
Buffalo stuffed with blue cheese, medium for sure, on the rarer side of medium, and Duke's mayonnaise. I like a brioche bun, lettuce and tomato, and bacon, or at least bacon jam on top.
Wow. Don't get
Bacon
picky
jam?
or anything. Yeah, bacon jam.
Hey, you said, what did I want? I'm placing my order.
I like this, though. I mean, all right. So right now, we got 2 beef, 1 buffalo. Jeff, what's coming up for your side?
So my burger is a blend, and it's a blend of ground short rib, brisket, and bison, and salt and pepper and whatever other spices float your boat. But those 3 meats, it rounds out the flavor a bit. And then when I have the burger, it's basically, I learned this when I lived in Australia, it's topped with the lot. You want me to tell you what the lot is?
Yes.
Okay. Ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard, lettuce, tomato, sliced beets, bacon, cheddar cheese, onions, you can do them raw or grilled, pickles, and fried egg.
Oh, that's funny. We were just talking about breakfast burgers because we had breakfast burgers all the time with egg on top. But the beets, is that to help your blood pressure since you're having a bunch of meat?
That's an Australian thing. And this goes back many years when I had it. They call them beetroot. They don't say beets. They say beetroot.
Yeah.
But it was a nice addition. And nowadays, you're finding beets on all the fancy restaurants. They all have beet salad and beet this and beet that. It's trending now. And so if you put beets on your hamburger, you've got a cool and groovy burger.
Well, beets are really, really good for you. They are supposed to help lower blood pressure. They help go against, because at a certain point in a woman's life, cortisol starts to mess with us. And they say beets help you with that because of the nitrates and there's a whole thing that goes with beets. So whether you ingest them, drink them in beet juice, but you could pickle your beets, put them with pickled onions, and then put them on a burger. That sounds good. But now, would I disappoint all of you if I had a portobello burger? Because I do like them. I also like chicken. So I know you all are doing red meat.
No, I'm sorry. It's not chicken.
That's not a
burger.
It doesn't taste like chicken.
No.
You cannot make a chicken burger? What's wrong with a chicken burger?
You can make a chicken burger.
Sandwich.
It's a chicken sandwich.
Portobello mushroom burger does not taste like chicken.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't. I would do either one of those.
Oh, okay.
Portobello or the chicken. So you're saying neither of those get to qualify as a burger.
You can do whatever you want. Burgers can be anything. I make a shrimp burger.
All right, there you go. We were just talking about shrimp on the podcast the other day. So, okay, mine is, I'm going to go for a portobello because there is a technique on cooking portobellos and then I used to do like a vinaigrette and like have them get like a little marinade in there. And you can put onions, sauteed onions with a lot of garlic. And then I'm going with Joe on the blue cheese inside the portobello burger. And a brioche bun is good. I don't even care if you slice up the portobellos, but there's a temperature, there's just a technique that is awesome. You can also stuff your portobello if you want with some meat as well. You could do that if you want it to have a little chew to it. But I do believe no matter what happens, cooked mushrooms have to be cooked, have to be part of the burger. And I'm with Cheryl that no plastic cheese. I want real cheese, like the cheddar. The cheddar is the best, I think.
I think so.
Or blue cheese. So, okay. So, but then, peppercorn, apparently that's a big deal too. Jeff wants his peppercorns.
That's just one particular burger. I had that in Los Angeles at a place that's no longer in business, but it's called Hampton. It was called Hampton's. And it was just a really good variation on a burger. I liked it.
Okay, so now happy hour, since this is our happy hour chit chat. Who do you want to take out for a happy hour hamburger session? Like it could be someone alive, passed on, fictional. And where do you want to go and why do you want to go there? And then we want to know what you're talking about because we all want good gossip. So I'm going to start with you, Jeff. This is your theme here. So who are you taking out for hamburgers and where?
So if you saw the movie The Menu, you will understand my choice. I want to go with Anya Taylor-Joy. We're going to go to Leonard's House of Love in Melbourne, Australia. And arguably they have the best burger in Melbourne, so we're going to go there. However, while we're there, we're then going to enter into a debate about whether we should be eating a hamburger or if we should be going out for meat pies. And if she agrees that in Australia meat pies rule, then we're going to go up to Sydney and we're going to Harry's Cafe de Wheels and we're going to get a tiger's eye with everything on it.
All right. So that's your thing. And so you're going to have a debate. That's your conversation is a debate. What are you drinking with this? I mean, is it burgers and beer? I don't know what Joe's going to do about that. But what are you going to drink?
Gin and tonic is always good.
Yeah, I think that's your staple on the shows. I'm thinking. What about you, Cheryl? Who are you going to happy hour with?
Would take my paternal grandfather. And he was a lifelong Texas resident. He loved grilling beef. So as kids in Dallas, they would have us, our family with 5 kids and our parents, have us over and he would grill ribeyes. And we would each get our own ribeye at 6, 8, 10 years old, being given a grilled ribeye. So he loved beef and he loved grilling. So I would love to take him and we would go to a hole in the wall in New Mexico and we would have a green chili cheeseburger together. And he would tell stories and he'd get about halfway through and he'd start chuckling. He had a big old belly and his belly, it was like Santa Claus. And so his belly would be shaken up and down because he couldn't get to the punchline because he knows it and he's laughing so hard. So I would he died on my 16th birthday and I would love nothing more than to have a cheeseburger with Papa Ben and have juices dripping down our arms and hear one more of his stories.
I love that. I love it when people giggles like that, man. Yeah. That's the best. Are you going to have a shake with this? Because I'm starting to feel like this is going to be a heavy, plate here. I know cake is coming. So what do you drink when you're having a burger? I mean, what's a milkshake? Is it iced tea? What's going on?
Iced tea is just almost always my norm because I'm not much of a drinker. Every now and then I want a Diet Dr. Pepper, but that's like 5 a year. So I'd probably just have a tea. I don't want to waste getting full on a beverage and cut into my cheeseburger. The drink isn't real important to me. It's all about the cheeseburger.
It's all about the burger. That's it. And when we visit Cheryl, we drink the wine. See, we make up for all the wine she doesn't drink. Nancy and I, we're really good friends about that. Yeah. I want to go to you, Joe. Who are you taking and where?
I think I will take my best friend Dell because she loves burgers, and I would take her down to Gwinnett County, Georgia, and we'd go to Local on North because that's the place that my travel buddy Audrey proposed to the chef. We liked the food so well, she wanted the chef to marry her. But during Burger Week, they made the Blue Blaze, which was a burger covered with a secret sauce and topped with candied chipotle bacon, maple bacon, blue cheese, lettuce, and tomato. And they have drool-worthy truffle fries, and I want it with a ginger lady, which was their signature cocktail that week, or a root beer float.
The root beer floats. You're in Nancy's territory now.
She can't go wrong with a root beer float on a burger.
You know what? That's the first thing she wanted when we got to this country, got back home, I should say. So it was back. The country was completely like, I didn't know anything compared, but she's like, I need a root beer. This was because she hadn't had a root beer in like 20 years. Almost, and there was nothing in Africa. You get ginger beer, which is what I grew up drinking. It is not the same. And she wasn't into the ginger beer, but ginger beer does make good cocktails.
It makes a good shandy.
Yeah. So, well, that's interesting though. So, I mean, is this conversation, with your friend going to be about how to propose to the next chef, or what's going on with that?
Oh, she's already proposed to another one since then. Audrey's on a roll.
Okay, so this is all right. Well, then, she better catch one, then bring him on a show. But he needs to actually cook it. That's important too.
Well, I said if one accepts her proposal, I have to be invited to dinner at least once a week.
It's a good friend. That's a good friend. All right. So, Johnny, who are you inviting?
Well, like Cheryl, I think I would want to take a trip down memory lane. My dad was a Lutheran minister, and when we moved to Porterville when I was pretty young, there was a dairy farmer in the church, and he bought us a freezer for our garage and gave us a side of beef. And then every year at Christmas, he gave us a side of beef. And my dad loved to barbecue, so many nights, we were in the backyard and he was barbecuing, and I had, not only the burgers, but steaks. And so, I have a lot of times we associate food with people and times in our lives, and definitely burgers I associate with my dad. And we used to, when we lived in Sierra Vista, Arizona, we used to drive to Tucson and go to Johnny Fat Boys. And I don't even know if it's still there, but I used to love that place. And so since I'm taking a memory trip, I think it would be fun to go there with my dad. And in terms of the beverage, I used to love at Bob's Big Boy, they had thick shakes in a like a chilled silver goblet where you would actually eat it with a spoon. It's basically soft serve ice cream, I guess. But again, like all my childhood, that combination of a chocolate Bob's Big Boy shake with a burger just, like takes me, that memory takes me back. So I guess that's probably what I would do.
Just heard an interview with a ice cream guy. Like he makes ice cream. He's like one of the world's best ice cream guys. And it came back from him hanging with his grandfather, and they'd always go out to have ice cream together. And when he was staying on a summer trip or something, every summer he would go to his grandparents. And for his grandfather, ice cream was the ultimate indulgence. And he just got into it and becomes this ice creamateur or whatever you call them. And he creates flavors that you just wouldn't think of. And one of them is, how you have hamburger fries and then you dip the fries into the milkshake, is a flavor he made. So is anyone guilty here of dipping the fries in the milkshake? Anyone?
I never get fries at Wendy's without getting a junior frosty just for the fries.
This is wild. Cheryl,
got to have chocolate.
No, my kids would do it. I'm not a dunker. I want lots of salt. I don't even like ketchup. And so I want lots of salt. If I'm going to dunk in anything, I want mayonnaise.
Okay. What about you, Jeff? What's going on? Are you a dunker?
Not at all. I've never heard of this before.
Gosh, here's a food writer, and then he comes on. He's going to be horrified by the time he's done.
I like to have some French fries with my ketchup, so I just drown my fries. I actually like my fries smothered with, chili and anything you can think of to smother fries with, cheese and anything like nacho toppings. Put it on the fries.
Try it in your chocolate milkshake, and you will never look back.
Well, wow. So this is wild. Okay, so does anybody else here have done, this is totally off topic, but just since we're being weird or not, whatever it is, who put peanuts in Coca-Cola here?
And if you didn't have peanuts, you could at least put salt in it. I mean, that was the point of the peanuts to me. It was the salt.
And so you did it. So Joe does it. Joe, is this a Southern thing, Joe? Peanuts in Coca-Cola?
Well, probably since we grow them.
Okay, we might get, so far we've got 2 on Jeff here to freak him out.
I'm worried about you, Lisa. You peanuts in Coca-Cola and you put pineapple on pizzas.
Okay.
Yum. And ham.
Listen, one of my favorite hamburgers is an Elvis burger, but minus the bananas, because we do not do bananas. If you put bananas in banana bread, that's okay. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Or you flambe them, but it's really plantains with rum, then we're talking. But Elvis burgers, this is an ultimate one. It's a burger, beef, right? Bacon, you must have the bacon. And then peanut butter, must have really good pickles, and cheese, of course. But yes, peanut butter on the burger and the Elvis burger. So Jeff, would you try that?
I have tried it. I'm in the middle of writing a story about burgers. And I tried from 2 different places. They had burgers with peanut butter on them, and I can't think of anything worse. It's an offense to the burger to make it wear peanut butter.
So I can vouch for an Elvis waffle. I had an Elvis waffle in Florida 2 weeks ago.
And?
Yum.
What did they do to it? Did they put peanut butter and bananas on it? And bacon?
No, they didn't have bacon on it.
Okay. Do they put ice cream on waffles ever in this country? Because that's what we would have ice cream on waffles in South Africa, and everyone looks at me like I'm weird.
Well,
but it's so good.
Cream, so I don't know why not.
No, ice cream.
I think it's on their menu at IHOP.
I think so too.
I haven't been to IHOP. Okay, all right. So this is fun. I would like my burger time I would like to go back to South Africa and hang out with my high school buddies, which means their entire families are there too. It's like when you have a braai, it is the neighborhood, it's everyone, all ages, and all the scandals created on these barbecues, these braais. But burgers would happen. Now in South Africa, though, they tend to really like tomato and onion sandwiches. Was a big deal. Grilling tomato and onion sandwiches, not my thing, but definitely a big thing. But we put train smash on everything. And so my people would be my friends, just to, catch up over all the stuff that's happened in life, the fact that they had kids and now are becoming grandparents. I don't know what happened. I don't understand, but it's happened. And I'm happy for them. But like, how did you do that? They did it. I was like, you went from doing this shenanigan kind of thing over here to being responsible adults. I'm very proud of you all. But I'd love to have burgers with them, catch up on all of life's events, all of, my main people. But you've got to have on this burger, you've got to have train smash. And train smash is almost like a salsa, but because it's train smash and you put it on everything. So when I got to this country, I didn't understand why I had this big thing about salsa, which it's still a little different in the flavors, but it's the train smash. You've got to, and to this day, burgers, anything, salsa goes on it as far as I'm concerned. Salsa and peanut butter do not go together though, Jeff, just to let you know. I won't do that.
Okay.
That's a no-no. That's a safety.
I'm worried.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Okay. No, it's all right. But I do eat peanut butter and pickle sandwiches.
I'm really worried about you now.
I know. And I'm not pregnant. No way.
She's going to act. Wait a minute.
No way, Jose. That ain't happening. That ship has sailed and I made darn sure it would sail. So it's not happening. But let's talk about places around the world, across the country. You are all travelers, all been around the world. So I want to go to you, Johnny. You were talking about a place in Pasadena at the beginning, but is there a specific place we should know about that you haven't talked about that you can recommend as just a really good place to go anywhere in the world or in the country?
Well, about 6 months ago, I had a pretty amazing burger at a place called Hamburger Mary's in Long Beach. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was very expensive, but fantastic. I have to say, it was a really delicious burger. That's probably, as far as restaurant burgers go, that has to probably be my favorite. It was great. And it's a fun, they put on a big drag show there too. So that was kind of fun as well.
Yeah. Now, they've got to be connected to the one in San Diego.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I've been there. In fact, I performed there years ago. Yeah. Years ago.
Cool.
Years and years ago. Yeah. It's cool. And it was festive, and they do awesome brunches, all kinds of good stuff. So that's fun. Yeah. Super festive fun. Okay, Cheryl, what about you? Because you never know where she's going to come up with a burger.
You know, what's funny is I've had burgers all over the world, but my favorite goes back to San Antonio, New Mexico at the Owl Bar and Cafe. And it's a hole-in-the-wall bar. They've never cleaned their grill, truly. And when we'd be going back and forth between Albuquerque and Las Cruces, we'd time our visits leaving Las Cruces to where we could stop and have a green chili cheeseburger at the Owl. Before they closed. And like I said, hole in the wall, comes in a brown paper bag. There's grease dripping down it. The fries are amazing. There is an Owl Bar and Cafe in Albuquerque as well. And it's the same place, but they have to clean the grill and things like that because, being uptown and whoop-de-doo. So San Antonio is better, but it's been a long time since I've had an Owl burger, but I may have to make a road trip now that we're sitting here talking about burgers.
I know, man. And aren't the hole-in-the-wall places that really focus on not having too big of a menu some of the best places?
Always the best. I want a hole in the wall. Every now and then I'll grab a Sonic burger, but really I want some place in a dark alley that, is just one step away from being condemned because they haven't cleaned their grill. They make a good burger.
You're going to freak out Jeff again, man. Jeff, are you okay with this show?
Sorry, Jeff. Free.
I'm sorry I didn't have a cocktail on my desk while we're doing this.
Jeff, all right. So, but come on, you've eaten around the world. Like, come on, you've eaten street food and stuff, right? And it's okay. It's safe, Some places you look and you go, maybe not today, But what about you? Like, is there a specific place?
Yeah, I actually have 3 places that I have to mention. So I started my adult career in Los Angeles, and in LA, there are lots of places that are known for chili burgers. And the original is a place called Original Tommy's. It's not far from Dodger Stadium, and it's the best chili burger in the Southland. I will warn you, it's very messy. Do not wear white pants. I did. I never wore them again. There is also in Miami, they have a burger there. It actually came from Cuba, and it's called a frita cubana, and it is this burger. It's a blend of beef, pork, and chorizo, and they make the burger and they top it with onions and a special sauce, and then they load it up with crispy shoestring potatoes on top of all of that on the bun, and so it's really great. So if you get down to Miami, the place that's known for the best is called El Mago de las Fritas. And then lastly, and because I've been working on a story, I've got this 80-year-old woman friend who said to me, because she knew I was writing about burgers, she goes, Jeff, the best place to get a burger in Jacksonville is Wacko's. And I said, what's Wacko's?
I want to go just for the name.
It turns out it's a strip bar that's very close to where she lives. And I couldn't believe that this woman is recommending that I go to a strip bar for burgers, and she wants to go with me. And I got really uncomfortable about it. And then I said, okay, I'll take the dare. And we went, and this burger was fabulous. Now, I can't speak to the Wacko's itself. It's about as seedy and tacky and smelly. I mean, I walked in the door and it was this pungent mix of stale beer, stale cigarettes, stale cigars, and urinal puck.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't hardly wait. Listen, you're starting to get on my level here, Jeff.
But the burger was absolutely fantastic.
But how did you close your, because part of the food experience is the scent, the aroma. So if you've got that
I got to tell you, we're sitting at the table. So I have my back to the runway where the girls do their thing, because I'm there to do this food story. And so my friend, this 80-year-old woman, she's going, Jeff, look at that. Look at that. And I'm going, no, thank you. No. She goes, oh, look, the guy. No. And they brought out the burgers and I'm taking pictures and this girl's on the pole and she's looking at my friend and pointing at me like I'm crazy. But I just wanted to have the burgers. I did not want to. Look, I gave up strip bars when I was in my early 30s. I'm done.
Great show.
And so, but the burger was surprisingly good. And the next best burger in Jacksonville that I found, while it's good, the one at the strip bar was better. Go to West.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
You DoorDash it.
He was going to start getting takeout from there. I went, oh my God.
This is hysterical. We've got drag shows. We've got strip shows. I didn't know that our happy hour is going to get this festive. I'm scared to ask Joe because you never know with Joe, but where are we going?
What are you wearing?
We're not on video for a reason.
Boy. I'm going to use our new term as blushes, right, Johnny, from the last podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because
Marco Mark's horn, you know.
Yeah, I really. But Joe, yeah, I'm scared now. But you know, Joe, where?
Oh, I'm mild compared to these guys.
I don't know.
I think back to Gwinnett. And I'm trying to think the name of it, and I think this one's actually in Duluth.
Yeah.
Which, Good Word Brewing and Public House, and they do brew a pretty good beer. But they made a burger for Burger Week or Burger Month, March Meatness. It was a grass-fed patty topped with horseradish cheddar cheese and house-cured bacon bits, fried crispy jalapenos, which were not too hot for me, which is rare, sweet onion slices, and then it was drizzled on top with boiled peanut mayonnaise on one of the local bakery's buns. And it was excellent. Almost as good as their fried chicken livers, which are a thing of beauty.
Okay, no. See, no. You can you had me at burger. You had to take that extra step, right? You know. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Or I'd go to Georgetown and have a lamb burger. And Georgetown is a lot closer.
Oh, in South Carolina. Joe, Gwinnett County, for everyone, it's really just outside Atlanta, right? It's kind of like an extra suburb of Atlanta for those like flying in.
14 cities that surround Atlanta.
So if you're in a layover, you know, we're going to do a show. And everyone, this is a new thing that we just came up with the other night. I got to beat Jeff in these ideas. So stay tuned for this. It's coming to Big Blend Radio soon. We're going to do a show, a road trip show, according to a 48-hour layover in different airport cities, because a lot of people fly into a place, have these layovers, and what can you do road trip wise from there? What can you do in 48 hours? Anthony Bourdain used to do the 48-hour thing, but road trips are often you fly in, rent a car, and then you're going off to go see a national park or something like that. So I think Gwinnett County should be on that map.
Definitely.
That's a thing for sure. Okay, so I've got to give a shout out to Angelo's Burgers in San Diego, in Oceanside. And it was just, Matt and I was the bass player in our band, and an ex. Don't date the bass player. We had fun, but then we didn't. So anyway, but we used to go get burgers out at the they have one by the harbor, and then they have another one, but we'd get burgers, and they were just these big, it was like really tender, but like it was more of it wasn't thick. It was kind of just a big burger, but it wasn't like a thick, they I don't know, but it was so good and so delicious, and the perfect pickles, the perfect onions, and you could get them with onion rings and barbecue sauce on it, which goes really well with the pickles, because everything should have pickles. Olives would be great too if they'd start putting them on burgers, but that was the best. And their fries were good, so I'm just saying, Angelo's, it's a little bit of a chain in San Diego, but it was. And you could get ones with green chilies just, for Cheryl, because I know she wants that. It was just perfect. We would go sit on the cliffs out, like either in Oceanside or in Carlsbad, and watch the tide come in, So it was cool. Go watch the ocean and have a burger. It's the best way. So lots of cool places around the world and across the country. Has anybody had a burger outside of the country that is completely different? I know my one friend, Henry, he's a world traveler, gets to Iceland and said, oh my gosh, I found the best burger in the world. And it's also the most expensive one that he's ever had. I know there's ones that are thousands. They put gold leaf or some stuff on it. But has anybody had a different burger in a different country from America that kind of was like, oh, well, that's different, or that was good? Anyone here? Like, I know, you went to Russia,
It's my experience that they're always different in different countries. And I've heard people say that you can get a burger around the world, but you haven't had a proper hamburger until you've had one in the U.S. The meat's different. That when I was working in Serbia, they have a burger there. It's a meat patty thing. It's called pljeskavica, and it's fabulous. It's not a hamburger. It's not an American hamburger. It's just a Serbian equivalent. And I don't know what all the stuff was that they had to put on it. I just say, put on it whatever you want. And they did. And it was great. But it was a pljeskavica. It wasn't a hamburger. And that's, you find it all over the world like that.
Yeah, in South Africa, when we left Port Elizabeth, there was what we'd call a cafe down the street. So it's like a little market. And they always had food, like the cafe. That's what they'd call them, cafe. So it's not like you're sitting in Paris and sipping coffee or anything like that. It's not at all. Like Louisiana does this. They have really good food in their gas stations, often deep fried wonders. But this, I would get this. We'd have movie night with my friends every week. We'd have movie night, get together, and we'd go and get whatever we needed. It's like this takeout place that they would do this kind of deep fried chicken that was breaded but had these spices, because it was an Indian family that made this. But they put it with chutney on a bun, and this chutney, like, I am still craving fruit chutney from, I know they do it in England too, but there's something about the chutney and the spice and the sweetness. And they had this, it wasn't the same as a normal fruit chutney that you'd get in England. It was just this like Indian, oh my gosh, I would do anything for that. And it's not a hamburger, but it's a burger there. That was their chicken burger. But it was like chutney and spicy and sweet and gooey and sticky and yummy. I'm really hungry right now. I should never have thought about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Johnny, you've done all over Europe. Any interesting hamburgers?
Well, when I travel, I try to eat like the local food. Well, I don't, I try to stay away from all the Americanized places and all that. But I will say when we were in Mexico, the family there took us to a burger stand, and Jeff was talking about the difference in the meat, and I think I like the beef down there, and so I think that a lot of times the meat makes the burger, and I remember that I really enjoyed the hamburger that I had there. It was other than the meat, it was pretty similar to what we have here, but the meat kind of did make a difference. Yeah. But when I was in Europe, I kind of stayed away from burgers because I wanted to try all the local cuisine.
Cheryl, what about you? Any interesting burgers?
I agree is that when I'm there, I want the local cuisine. I know what a burger is. And so the burgers I've had, particularly in the UK, I think their meat's dry, and it's probably just a higher quality than what we're getting here in the US, but it's dry. And I want a cheeseburger where I've got grease dripping down my elbows. And I mean, I do. Normally I eat healthy, but when I'm having a burger, I'm having a burger.
That's right.
I haven't had anything abroad that has really stuck with me.
Joe, for you?
When I like they said, when you're in another country, you're trying the things they do. I don't know that I never looked for a burger because I wanted to try local foods. And I don't even remember seeing burgers other than McDonald's or something on a corner.
All right. In closing, let's go to the fast food craziness, because that is a burden. I know people carry on about In-N-Outs and all these different things. I mentioned Angelo's, so that's a fast food, but it's a small business, family. They just, expanded a few stores. So that to me was that was good fast food. But if you're going to go to fast food, Cheryl, where are you going?
Sonic.
Okay. Johnny?
There's a place in Monrovia, and I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. That burger place. It's called T-Burger. It's on in Foothill. Yeah, I really like the burgers there.
Okay, it's owned by Mr. T.
Probably.
I love Mr. T. Joe, what about you? Where are you going for a fast foodie thing?
Fuddruckers.
Yeah.
I forgot about them.
Well, think about them as fast food because they're good.
But they're fast
Good
too.
point. Yeah, good point.
In the South, you have Hardee's, and they're not bad at all. Hardee's is pretty good.
They're Carl's Jr.
Jr. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about you, Jeff? Do you ever? I mean, you go to a strip club for burgers, but no fast food.
I don't. The closest I get to fast food is if it's early in the morning, and this it's gotten to the point where it's about once every 5 years, and I'll have something that's like an egg McMuffin. That's but I just avoid fast food places. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's French fries. Yes, French fries is a thing. But I did an experiment. I kept a French fry in the car for over 3 years. And we went to Three Rivers, and it was, the bears were coming out. It was spring, and we were staying at a bed and breakfast, and it's right outside Sequoia National Park. But both Cheryl and Johnny know exactly where I'm talking about. And the lady was like, you have to take all food, anything perfumey out of the car. And I looked down, and this fry has been there for over 3 years. And I looked at her and I said, look, do I have to take this French fry out? And she goes, yes, you must. I said, but look, it can't be real food. It is exactly the same color. It has not changed in 3 years. And my car has been in over 100-degree heat. It's been in snow. It's been in everything. And in 3 years, this French fry is exactly the same. I don't want to taste it, thank you. But doesn't that tell us something about that kind of food? I'm
a little worried about your housekeeping.
Well, no, I did that okay, listen.
On purpose.
Out of everyone on this show, Cheryl has seen the car. Yes. And it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. But I do have experiments. I've done that because it's interesting. I just think it's weird. I've seen ice cream not melt. So that makes me worried, So I think if it's a mom and pop shop that are actually using real ingredients, I say that's fine fast food. But I don't know what the big deal is about the In-N-Out burgers. What's the... Okay. Well, we're probably all going to get strike down for saying that.
Thing I would say about them is if you're in California, you're going to have fast food. I think that's the healthier way to go because it is real food. Their French fries were potatoes 5 minutes before. So you have fewer preservatives and all of that as far as fast food goes. As far as taste and putting it, on my list of favorite burgers, no. But I think health-wise, that's the better option than some of the other mainstream fast food restaurants.
What about the Shack Burger?
I don't know about the Shack Burger.
I don't know. I've got the recipe, but it's some fast food thing that I've never been to. So I have no clue. I don't know if it's 100% fast. Yeah, the Shack. The Shack Burger?
Well, Shake Shack.
Oh, the Shake Shack. That's what it is. Yes, the Shake Shack. Have you done that? Is that a fast food?
It is, but it's New York, and I forget the chef's name. He's a high-end chef that opened up this burger place.
Okay. Well, there we go. Well, thank you all so much for joining us for a happy hour all about hamburgers. I do want to say this, that I do recall my mom in Kenya making hamburgers for people because they had never had American hamburgers. And I still don't understand this. I'm going to have to ask her now that we didn't hang up. I'm going to ask Nancy. And I just want to bring this up because it may freak Jeff out. But I remember her using eggs and oats inside the meat mixture. Is that a normal thing? To do that?
That's meatloaf.
Yeah.
She did meatloaf. And she made it into a hamburger. I think she was stretching ingredients. There was a time when there was things where we didn't get very many ingredients. There was, politically, sometimes things just get cut off in countries. That's it. But, yeah. Anyway, cool. All right. So that's meatloaf. I don't know why the oats are in there, but power to everyone. I'm still here. All right, everyone, again, the links are in the episode notes, especially go and get Jeff's recipe there. That sounds delicious. Peppercorns are always good. Thank you all for joining us and have a happy hamburger happy hour today because we all are going to go running for a burger right now. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thanks for joining us here on Big Blend Radio's Happy Hour podcast. New episodes air every second Monday and third Friday. Visit us at bigblendradio.com.